Oh, good evening, everybody. How's everybody in Facebook land? It's kind of dark in here tonight, ain't it? If I took this light up a little bit, let me see better. It's kind of dark, ain't it? I don't really like it. How's that? Okay, so here we go. I know I've did this video before, and it's I hate coming back and doing another one, but I can't find it, so I can't post it for my YouTube channel. So I got to come back and talk to y'all about this again. All right, so here's the deal. We spend somewhere around $600 billion a year on our defense budget. Which, when you look at how our budget is laid out, it's very, very, very tricky, okay? Because it accounts for, like, 54% of our national budget, but yet it only... and it accounts for 57% of our discretionary funding and mandatory funding. So most of, but when it's broken down to other things, it only accounts for 16% of the total budget. But it gets most of the discretionary spending, I guess, because we're always looking for to put money somewhere. I mean, Eisenhower warned of a vast military-industrial complex when he left office. And it was probably one of the greatest farewell addresses that was ever given. And I want to touch on the reason it was one of the farewell addresses. Because I believe the greatest farewell addresses ever given was by Washington and Eisenhower. And I'm going to tie both of those in together tonight. When Washington left office, he said, "Beware of foreign and Taglic alliances." And by that, I believe he meant and he said, state of European affairs. And I believe by that he meant not to get involved in things like NATO, the United Nations, NAFTA, TPP, Paris Peace Accords, and things like that. And then at the end of Eisenhower administration, he said, "Beware of the vast military-industrial complex." Well, right now, like I said, it accounts for 54% of the budget. It gets 57% of the discretionary spending. But what's this? That's over with. It only breaks down to 16% of our budget. But still, we spend 16% of our budget a year on the military. And that's not to defend the United States. That is to defend every country that we consider our ally, who most everybody is. When you look at NATO, we're paying to fund them. For every dollar that is spent on the defense of NATO, 89% of it is paid by the United States. Why is 89 cents on the dollar not paid by them? Why is England, Germany, why are those countries not pawning it up? France was smart enough to get out of NATO in, I think, in 1968. But yeah, why are these countries not pawning it up and paying for this? It should be up to the United States to pay for these countries. Same thing with South Korea and Japan. They should be paying us to have troops there. Kuwait, I mean, that would do away with your entire defense budget right there if we made these countries pay. But my solution to all this right here, and I guess it's kind of like a libertarian view, I support more of an isolationist nation. I mean, I say close down overseas bases, bring American troops home, seal off our borders, put our battle groups out there guarding our coast, and protect us from within, and let everybody else have at it. I mean, South Korea's strong enough to handle North Korea. Russia's not going to get in a war in Europe. I mean, Middle Eastern countries. I mean, let Israel defend themselves. I mean, they have nuclear weapons. They're the only country there that has nuclear weapons. They have all our military stuff. I mean, let Israel defend themselves. It's kind of like in the 2012 race. Ron Paul ran a commercial that's called "Chinese Troops in Texas." He's comparing it to the the Iraq War that was taking place then. And it's like, imagine somewhere in Texas, there's a base with the Russian troops or Chinese troops, and they're. Hold on a second, I gotta get this on. Can we get this on mute? Just a second. All right, and it was Chinese troops in Texas, and it was like, how would you feel if there was a base somewhere in China with Chinese troops, and they was patrolling American streets, and they were they was there to promote freedom, but they would do it randomly, searching people's homes, and sometimes would accidentally kill sometimes some innocent person on purpose. And so an insurgency starts, and it was basically saying, what would you do? Would you sit there and let these people do it, or would you start fighting back? And for every one you killed, there'd be 10 more to take their place. And that's what's happened there and in Afghanistan. Why is Afghanistan, after 16 years, not able to take care of themselves? You never hear about the Taliban anymore. Are we still going after the Taliban after 16 years? I mean, why are we still there? And we're still training their troops. Why have they not trained an army now in 16 years? I don't understand that. Same thing really with the Iraqis. I mean, why has the Iraqis not trained an army in 14 years since the fall of, going on 15 now, since the fall of Baghdad, that they did not have an army that can defend themselves? I mean, where was the troops killed the other day? Was it in Niger? I mean, why do we have troops in Niger? I mean, I don't understand that. Were they there fighting Islamic? Was they looking for terrorists or something? I mean, I don't know. I don't understand how troops killed there. I mean, I'm going to keep this short and sweet tonight. I mean, if we took out what we spend on the military every year, closed down our bases, brought all of our troops home, and protected the United States, we probably wouldn't even have a military budget. I mean, hardly next to nothing. Just keep our stuff up to date and develop new equipment, and let the rest of the world fend for themselves, because now we are involved in foreign entangling alliances, and we are also have a military industrial complex that is just set on going to war, and it's always going to be there. It's always going to be in place. Shutting down bases and bringing people home are the way to do it. Anyway, hope everybody enjoyed the video tonight. Thanks for watching. See you soon.